A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome in the evening session at the third day of the UCI 2025 Junior World Championship Track Cycling. I introduce you my colleague Dylan Bomers, and he takes you out in the evening program. Dylan, welcome.
John, thank you for introducing me. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will be awarding 4 rainbow jerseys. 4 finals, the finals of the sprint tournament women and the final of the Omnium with the elimination race and the points race. For the men, we will do the points race, of course, and the individual pursuit. All of that are finals.
Yeah, and I will introduce our colleague Marty McDonald. He's doing the live stream for the people who cannot be here. And at home, Marty, again, a lot of success above. En dames en heren.
Welcome along. Thanks for joining us. It is time for night 3 of the UCI Track Junior World Championships here in the Omnisport Arena in Apeldoorn. Night 3 of 5. What a championships we have had so far. And if you're joining us, you're in for a treat this evening here on the Friday night session. As the guys said there, we have more rainbow jerseys up for grabs this evening. We are going to kick off with the semi-finals of the women's sprint. We'll then go to race 3 in the women's Omnium, the elimination. We'll then move back to the women's sprints with the semi-finals, second round. So we go best of 3 now in the sprints. We then have the men's 25-kilometer points race final, the men's individual pursuit final, and the ride-off for the bronze. Take the women's sprint competition to its conclusion, and then we will finish off the women's Omnium with the points race. So moving on to the women's sprint semi-finals in Heat 1. We have Veronica Solozabova, one of our individual athletes, running under the neutral flag, and Jeroen van Osten from the Netherlands. Rising star of Dutch sprinting is Jeroen van Osten. And then Heat 2 between Zita Geesens of Belgium and Matilda Cenci of Italy. So quite a match between those. The sprint competition so far, a really, really well fought affair. So if you're new to track cycling, welcome aboard. In terms of sprinting, we are in this stage of the competition where it is the best of 3 rides. And as a sprinter, you always want to get it done in 2, but when you start to get towards semi-finals and into finals, you really have the absolute riders that are on the absolute best of their form at the moment. So the rainbow jerseys, the world titles that are up for grabs in this one. But as a sprinter, you always want to try and progress in the competition if you can, taking it in 2 straight rides. It just means it just saves that little bit of power, that little bit of energy that you might need come the final. So Veronica Solozabova in the light blue colours, so riding as a neutral athlete. And then in the orange, Jeroen van Osten from the Netherlands, so rolling away. Just in the match sprints, just watching the shadows. Jeroen van Osten crossing over from speed skating. Quite recently as well. It's only been a couple of years for her, and in speed skating, she says she raced between 500 and 1500 meter events. Solozabova just getting a little bit of march here. Jeroen van Osten here, just getting the run in now. 1 lap to go this time. Van Osten gets some height. Solozabova drops down that seated acceleration. Van Osten now just tracking her into turn 3. Can she come off the wheel here? Solozabova is holding the front there, so Solozabova leads it out, takes ride one there. So looking definitely like a rider to watch in this one, Veronika Solozabova. Gets that green light. That's what you want to see for Jeroen van Tosten and the coaches. She'll then go back, just have a little bit of a debrief with your coach in the track centre. How am I going to take this second ride? You can learn a lot from when you're watching your competitors. It's completely different to when you're up there as well. You just go back, analyse it. Okay, what can I do differently? How am I going to do this one? How am I going to lead this one out? Do I need to go long? Do I have to use my explosivity? Sprinters, we could be, quite sort of very different animals, for want of a better expression. So what works for you, you have to try and use everything that you've got in your toolbox of tricks in the match sprints to try and outwit your opponent. Do you hang them high on the track, go early, that kind of thing. So we'll see how the tactics change for Jeroen van Tosten as she goes into her next ride. Next up for Italy, Matilda Cenci, the Italian in the blue, in the dark blue colours, and then in the light blue with the black, yellow and red stripes, the famous Belgian jersey as well for Zita Geesens. They're under orders from the commissaire, blowing the whistle. So Zita Geesens from Issachum has been racing for 3 years, 18 years old. Silver in the European Sprint Championships. And those Europeans, a really good idea of how the form was coming on. Matilda Cenci here, 9th in those European Championships. Just taking it high on the track here is Matilda Cenci. Took a silver. Just making the move here. There's Cenci over the top. The Italian makes the move now. They're going to come around and get the bell this time. Can Zita Geesens get on terms here? She's got a bit of a gap to make up here. Good use of the transitions by the Italian. A lot of work to do for the Belgian into turn 4. And Zita Geesens is closing, but is she going to run out of track? It's going to be tight. Oh, just got the power on the line there. We'll leave that one up to the judges just to have a look at the photo finish there. And it goes to the Italian. So Matilda Cenci takes that one for Italy. So we will be back in the competition in a little while to move the competition on. And it does gives us a glimpse of what a women's sprint competition that we have here at the 2205 UCI Junior Track World Championships here in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands. The fabulous Omnisport arena. The racing over the course of the last 3 days. We had qualification this morning. It's been thrilling, absolutely exciting racing we have had so far. We're going to move on in the Omnium. So the standings after our 2 events. So we've had already today, we had the scratch, and we did have a bit of a big crash in the scratch race. And then we had our elimination race so far today. So our list of riders, so starting on the blue band at the bottom of the track will be Amelie Sanders, and then Denmark's Ida Fiala. We have Jana Daniluk riding under the neutral flag. We have Yuka Nishihara from Japan, Sophie Maxwell for New Zealand, Vendula Strakata from Czechia, Milana Ushakova from Ukraine, Sophie Schuster from Germany, Ella Martha from Switzerland. We've got Dina Kophasarova from Kazakhstan. And then starting on the railing is, at the front, Erin Boothman from Great Britain. We've got Paulina Danshina, another one of our athletes riding under the neutral flag. Emma Jimenez Palos from the United States. We have Italy's Chantal Pegalo. We have Alka de Bausa from Belgium. Zoe Bihan from France. Lera Almena Requena from Spain. Daria Ostrachach from Poland. Fernanda Paula Zarate Garcia from Mexico. Elodie Malois from Canada. And we have Wen Tai Sung from Chinese Taipei. There is Erin Boothman. So in the women's Omnium, so this morning we had Erin Boothman took the scratch race. Amelie Sanders from Australia took second. Pauline Danshina took third. And Emma Jimenez Palos took fourth. Ida Fiala from Denmark was fifth. Jana Daniluk took sixth. Chantal Pegalo was seventh. Alka de Bausa was 8th, Sophie Schuster was 9th, and then we had the rest of the riders on 10th place, given the big crash that we had. And then we had Wen Sai Tung from Chinese Taipei, who crashed before the bigger crash that we had, and that meant that she finished in 24th position. So in the tempo race, it was taken by Erin Boothman. She finished with 26 points. So one of the riders that did lap the field. So if in the tempo race, if you do lap the field, you are then awarded 20 points. So Ida Fiala was second with 25 points, and Amelie Sanders 30. Paulina Danshina was fourth with 23 points. Emma Jimenez Palos on 21, and then behind them Yuki Nishihara was on 3 points. Chantal Pegalo, Jana Daniluk, Alka de Bausa were the riders that scored 1 point apiece in the tempo race. And that means the standings after 2 events. It is we had our quick graphic flash up, but it's Erin Boothman that's leading with 80 points ahead of Amelie Sanders on 74. Ida Fiala of Denmark third with 70 points, level on points with Paulina Danshina. Then Emma Jimenez Palos is on 66 points in 5th place. We're just going to reset. We had a double gun there. So Chantal Pegalo is in 6th, level with Jana Daniluk. They're both on 56 points apiece. Then we go to Yuka Nishihara of Japan, who has 52 points. Alka de Bausa is 9th with 50 points. Sophie Maxwell of New Zealand is in 10th with 44 points. So the wins that you get in the first 3 events, the way it's scored, so 40 points for the victory. So hence Erin Boothman has won both events so far. Same for the elimination race. And then when we get to our points race later on in the evening, which is the conclusion of the Omnium, all of the points scored by the riders in the points race are added to your tally. So you can go in to that final points race in a position needing to score points, and then if you lap the field, you get 20 points, and you can build that up. And we do see that in the Omnium rider, where the events may not have gone to plan throughout the day. They may have had a crash or an issue earlier on in the day, and then they come into the points race and absolutely smash it and pick up lap multiple times, and it can all change in the final points race. So again, big respect to all the riders that got up after that crash and are back here and racing it. I mean, it was a big one, and yeah, full respect for everyone getting up. The elimination, so you're watching the back. Elimination every 2 laps. And then we go down to the final 2. So you're watching the back of the bunch in this one. So the last rider across the line is eliminated. So at the moment, it is Fernando Zarate Garcia of Mexico that's looking in danger. And it is. So Fernando Zarate Garcia is eliminated that time. Bell lap this time. Emma Jimenez Palos, the winner of the scratch race on the opening day, looking strong at the front, looking in quite a commanding position, taking up that front position. So it's the rider, that danger zone at the bottom of the track, where our Swiss rider is at the moment. And again, as well as being right on the back, we lose Sophie Schuster from Germany. So when you're looking at the bunch, we're looking as well down sort of riders on the back, but it's that inside position that you've always got to be careful of. Elia Marta is there at the bottom at the moment, and when you sit in that position and when you're right on the back, it's trying to get as well when you come in towards the line. It's trying to get your bars through and your front wheel through to try and make sure you're not eliminated. But over the top, here they come. So Sai Tung Wen of Chinese Taipei is the rider that was eliminated that time. So if you want as well, if you've got designs on this rainbow jersey in this Omnium, you do not want to get eliminated too early. Elia Marta there just towards the back. Erin Boothman has got to try and find a way over the top here in this one. Sophie Maxwell of New Zealand. So the Swiss rider goes on the inside. Boothman comes over the top. It does look like our Swiss rider that might be the one that's in danger. It is Elia Marta there. She's eliminated. So the elimination race, we call it as well in the UK and various places in the world, the devil takes the hindmost. So the tactic, you can see a lot of riders favour, and we saw Emma Jimenez Palos having that front position. It's now Zoe Bihan of France that's taken up that position just on the inside front, and it means you can dictate the race. You can dictate the tempo from that position, or if you like to live dangerously, you can sit and try and pick off riders on the back. But sometimes when the bunch gets spread up the track, you can just run out of track. And it is Sophie Maxwell of New Zealand that is eliminated. So those eliminations coming thick and fast. Bihan on the inside. Ida Fiala of Denmark there. Palos and Boothman have got to be careful here on this one. The American and the Brit. This would be disaster if Boothman's out in this one, potentially. It is Erin Boothman, our leader in the Omnium, is eliminated. She'll be frustrated with that one, we know. If you go into this as the leader, getting eliminated quite early in that one. Jimenez Palos recognizing the danger, going back through to the front now. So Fiala from Denmark, but Bihan from France is one of the riders. Going to have to be careful here on the inside. Our Japanese rider, Nishihara, and got the point over the top there, but it looks like it might have been. It was Yuki Nishihara is the rider that's eliminated. Zoe Bihan of France will want to try and find her way out of that gap if she can. Nishihara was 8th going into this elimination race. Paulina Danshina and Auka de Balsa are there. Bihan, she's got to go long. At this position, you've got to choose. You're going to kick back and just kick it over the top. Oh, just runs out of track there. Zoe Bihan. Zoe Bihan eliminated. So, our rider from Kazakhstan is one rider who's going to have to be careful here. Bell lap this time. Danshina. Paulina Danshina there, and Jana Daniluk. So you've got to try and find the way out here. As we said, Dinara Kops-Hasarova's got to be careful from Kazakhstan. Just get pinned on the inside in the yellow, light blue and yellow colours at the bottom of the track, and she is the rider that's eliminated. It is, as I like to call it, the danger zone. When you're pinned down there on the inside, there's not a lot of places that you can go. If you get caught towards the back, sometimes you've got to try and read it. You've got to be aware, look back over the shoulder, just pull out, kick out round over the top, try and move up, just as we're seeing Paulina Danshina do there. Just try and move up quickly in the back straight, get yourself over the top. It's our Canadian that's got to be careful here. Oh, just found a way through that gap there. I think it's Daniluk. It's Elodie Malamis that goes out there. That was tight, very, very tight for our Canadian rider there. So Elodie Malamis goes out of the there. So 11th for her. So looking, the riders here. Chantal Pagolo on the inside. Got to be careful. The Italian, she'll have to try and find a way up through towards Auka de Balsa there. The sprint comes over the top. Oh, I think it might be Daniluk that's eliminated, but they'll look at Chantal Pagolo that's eliminated. So Pagolo is eliminated, and trackies we're always in denial when we get eliminated as well. You look around, you're like, seriously, it wasn't me that was eliminated. It's Emma Jimenez Palos that is on the front, dictating the pace for the USA. Good to see another young USA scratch rider, endurance rider. Oh, the Aussie kicks through there. Amelie Sanders. Oh, she almost made it. Amelie Sanders. Just saw her to try and find her way through there. You can hear our announcers in the stadium just trying to get frustration, as you can imagine, from Amelie Sanders. So our two individual athletes still on track. Auka de Balsa's got to be careful here. De Balsa's got to try and find her way over the top. Vandula Strakata from Czechia trying to find her way through as well. And it just looks like our rider from Ukraine. That is, it's Milana Ushakova that's eliminated. So Ushakova started the day in 14th place. Started this event in 14th place, rather. So Lera Almena Requena still in there for Spain. Auka de Balsa just losing a little bit of ground here. Can she move up? Is it the end of the road for the Belgian? It is. Auka de Balsa is eliminated. So we're down to Daria Ostrachach from Poland, Lera Almeda Requena from Spain, Emma Jimenez Palos from the USA. We've got Paulina Danshina, one of our neutral athletes from Czechia, Vendula Strakata from Denmark, Idala Fiala, and then Jana Daniluk, another one of our individual athletes. That's her there, wearing number 3 in that light blue jersey. Strakata's got to be careful here from Czechia, but she moves up on the inside. Could be a battle between them as to who's eliminated. Oh, I think it's Spain. that go out with Lera Almena Requena. Jimenez Palos still dictating that pace on the front, glancing back now over the shoulder. Ida Fiala for Denmark in the red and white colors here. You just see the way Jimenez Palos just ups that tempo on the front. You're dictating to everyone else around you. It looks like Jana Daniluk this time. It is. So Jana Daniluk is eliminated. So remember those all-important 40 points. So Emma Jimenez Palos starting the day in 5th with 66 points. Ida Fiala starting the day from Denmark with starting this event with 70 points going into this one. Vendula Stracata started the Omnium with 40 points in 12th place. And it looks like Fiala that's eliminated this time for Denmark. So the Dane is eliminated. We are now down to Dancina Strancata and Jimenez Palos. One more elimination. Vendula Stracata just kicking back. Does she feel like she might be done here? She is. She's content with 3rd, it looks like, Vendula Stracata. Our Czech rider is eliminated. Down to 2. And it's Emma Jimenez Palos from the USA. Paulina Dancina, one of our neutral athletes in the light blue colors. Now attacking this one. 1 lap to go this time. And Dancina opening a gap here on Jimenez Palos. So Paulina Dancina just kicking down the back straight is going to be a win and maximum points for Paulina Dancina in the Omnium. So starting this elimination with 70 points. And 2nd place for Emma Jimenez Palos with the points race to come. We'll update you on the standings and how that affects the women's Omnium going into the points race. But as you said, that final event of 4, all of your points scored go to your final tally. There's your result. Dancina, Jimenez, Stracata, Fiala, Daniluk, Almena Requena going through the order. So Amelie Sanders, Chantal Pagalo, Erin Boothman there in 15th, the rider that was leading going into this event. So Daria Ostrachach of Poland was a DNS there. Did not start that elimination. And there you have it. There's your tally. Paulina Dancina now takes the lead ahead of Emma Jimenez Palos, Ida Fiala, Amelie Sanders. Erin Boothman just drops down the rankings. They flushed it up a little bit quick for me there. But Vendula Stracata there with 9th. So going down through the order. Sai Tungwen there from Chinese Taipei with 8 points. Still all to play for, though, in the Omnium. We're going to move back to women's sprinting after some highlights of that elimination. You can see the frustration there for Erin Boothman. Moving back to women's sprinting. So Veronica Solozabova there with a green light ahead of Jeren van Tosten of the Netherlands. So Van Tosten has to level this one, has to bring it back here to take it to a third ride. So how is she going to approach this one tactically, the Dutch rider? Solozabova takes that tempo up, that speed up quite high, just has a bit of this sort of drag race speed. How is the Dutch rider here going to approach this one? So rolling away, again, that skill of the track sprinter, just looking back over the shoulder, looking for the shadows. So the rider on the front has to lead off at more than a walking pace, unless that second place rider decides to take the lead themselves. Can drop into a track stand if you want to. They do limit the time now on the track stands. Well, once at Junior Worlds, apparently we had a 45-minute track stand and it just put everything out. So ever since then, we've had limits on how long you could track stand for. Solozabova now takes the front, clearly feels that she's got that speed and wants to dictate things from the front. To Austin. Hangs high, drops in, bell lap this time. Can the rider from the Netherlands come over the top? Solozabova has the front. It doesn't look like Jeren van Tosten here can get up onto the, past the back wheel there of Veronica Solozabova. So she takes it in 2 straight rides. So the winners of the semi-finals, of course, will race for first and second. There are others race for third and fourth. So Jeren van Tosten will race for the bronze medal, but who will that be against, and who will Veronica Solozabova be meeting in the final? We move on to Heat 2. Zita Geesens of Belgium up against Mathilde Cenci. The Belgian has to try and level proceedings in this next heat.
Second race in the second heat in the women's sprint tournament.
So 200-meter time for that last heat, 11.885. So 60.581 kilometers an hour. So Zita Geesens against Mathilde Cenci. So the Italian ride one. How is the Belgian going to approach this? This is the moment as well. Sprinters on the start line just staring into the eyes, staring at, even though their visors are mirrored as a sprinter, you just feel that you can see right through that mirrored visor on the start line. There's that psychological battle in sprinting as much as a physical one. And you're just trying to, as well as a sprinter, you just throw those little subtle flicks and feints on your opponent. Zita Geesens here, just taking the front, decides that she wants to lead this one out. She allowed Cenci in the last heat to kind of get that jump. The Italian used the height, used the transition, both riders just mirroring each other here. So Zita Geesens has learned from that first one, that first heat, and that's what you have to do. You have to go back and analyze it, dropping in now. 1 lap to go. The Belgian has the front. Cenci using the height of the banking to try and drop in into the back straight. And Cenci's up to the back wheel. She's going to have to come the long way round here. Zita Geesens has the front. Learned well from that opening heat. She's got to hold it to the line. And she levels it 1 each So the Belgian takes that to a best of 3. And that's what we talk about in terms of when the riders come off the track from that first heat. You analyze it with the coach. How am I going to approach this one? Zita Gijsens in that first heat, she allowed Cenci to just get that jump on her. So this time you saw she just mirrored the height, mirrored the movement of the Italian, got the jump, held her high, forcing her to come that long way round and levels it. So we have a third ride in the women's sprint semi-finals between Zita Gijsens and Matilda Cenci. We're going to move back to some bunch racing now. The races come thick and fast here at the World Junior Track Cycling Championships. If you're just joining us here on our live stream on YouTube, welcome aboard. We are here all week. We are here till Sunday, day 3 of 5. 22 titles up for grabs at this year's UCI World Junior Track Championships. And it is the turn of the men, and the points race is next.
We gaan dus naar het volgende onderdeel, de next part of this evening session. It's the final of the points race. We gaan dus eerst kijken naar tekst en uitleg.
De puntenkoers. De puntenkoers is een pelotonswedstrijd die draait om tussensprints.
So 25 kilometers, 100 laps.
De mannen rijden de wedstrijd over 40 kilometer. En vrouwen rijden de wedstrijd over 25 kilometer. Tijdens de wedstrijd worden om de 10 ronden sprints verreden.
So we have sprints every 10 laps, 5, 3, 2, and 1 points on offer on each of the sprints. So 5 points for the winner, 3 points for second, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth. If you lap the field, you have 20 points added to your tally. If you lose a lap, you lose 20 points. So you're not deemed to be a lap up on the rest of the field. And we have double points on the final sprint.
Aangewezen door de starter. De winnaar van de koers is de renner of renster met de meeste punten.
And the winner of the points race is the rider that finishes with the most points. So I'll do my best to keep you where the head of the race is, and also on our standings and where we are. So the riders just rolling around the bottom of the track, just to get themselves into position. I'll just run you through them while they are getting into position, and then we'll also meet them a little bit more when we're up on the track. Representing Australia, so starting on the blue band at the bottom of the track. This is Daniel Kubena from Czechia, just to introduce him. Starting on the blue band will be Samuel Washington from Australia in the white, green and gold, with that beautiful artwork in the green and gold that the Aussie national team have. Len Schmitz from Luxembourg there. We've got Moritz Maus from Germany. I met Morris a little bit earlier on from Germany. Great style, really aggressive, really exciting young rider, Moritz Maus. Juan Esteban Sanchez from Colombia. We've got Ilya Slesarenko, one of our neutral athletes. Then we have Adam Moussan from Morocco. We have Tomoki Nakatani from Japan, Philip Paterski from Poland. This is Merritt Gallagher from the USA. We have Sylvester Stockbro from Denmark. Adrian Place from France. Adrian Plus. And then we have Theodor Stefan Trica from Romania. Starting on the fence, Heimo Fuger from Austria. From Spain, Eric Ugal Ubeda. From Switzerland, Max Prima. From New Zealand, we've got Joshua Grieve. From Great Britain, Rory Gravel. We've got from Belgium, Sune de Waal. We have Mark Popov, one of our individual athletes. Ratsko Nikacevic from Serbia. Riccardo Colombo from Italy, Tim Merva from Slovenia, Jose Leonardo Leon Parra from Mexico, and Daniel Kubena from Czechia, who we have already introduced you to. Gun is fired, we are off and racing. So if you're new to points racing, it can be quite cagey with a long way. So 25 kilometers, 100 laps. So sometimes it's just rolling into it, just carving those nerves a little bit on a big final like this. And then alternatively, someone early on might decide to just absolutely cane it from the start, and that can sometimes just set the pattern of the race to come. If they start fast, and Moritz Maus here from Germany just gets his ride underway, but sometimes if you start everything at a really high pace, it literally stays like that for the whole 25 kilometers. I always enjoyed in a points race just giving it a big nudge from the beginning and just seeing how if it worked. You'll see riders as well going after the sprints as well. If you're new to watching bunch racing, watch those moments as well when the whole bunch swings up the track. So you're watching halfway down the bunch and sort of 3/4 and towards the back of the riders that might feel they just drop down, use the height of the banking, get to the front, and by the time you get to the front, you've got that momentum to really sort of launch your move off the front. Watch for those riders as well, the riders that like to just go warp speed around the top of the track as well. Really use that height of the banking. If you've never ridden the track, you'd be surprised just how much speed as well that you get from just taking it really, really high. And then just, by the time you get to the front, it's like you've been fired out of a cannon, and you can build quarter of a lap really quickly if you just anticipate the pace. You've also got to be careful as well when you're doing that sort of move, if everything just spreads out and slows down in front of you, because on the track bike, if you've never seen one, never ridden one, it's a fixed gear, which means you can't stop pedaling, no brakes. You see those little almost like little fake brake levers that we have now, that position that riders adopt on the track bike that kind of mirrors their sort of road position on the brake lever hoods. So 92 laps to go. We're starting to build now towards our first sprint. So holding that front position there. Adam Moussam from Morocco. Again, just starting to see the green there of Tim Merva from Slovenia coming through to the front. Bell lap this time. Sprint lap, and Merva hits the front here. And a big move coming over the top from the Austrian Heimo Fugger. Fugger gets that momentum over the top. It looks like Heimo Fugger might take that first sprint there. And he does. Is he going to continue with this one? Looks back over his shoulder. And Joshua Grieve from New Zealand just moves up. Last year it was Nicolas Arnouts of Belgium that took the title. Heimo Fugger, Tim Merva, Sylvester Stockbro and Riccardo Colombo are the point scorers there. So 5 to Fugger, 3 to Merva, Stockbro takes 2 and Colombo takes 1. Big attack from Plus. So Plus from France makes his move off the front here. Mark Popov goes with him. Bit of a gap now from this first little breakaway. Those colours of Spain move through towards the front. So Eric Ugalubeda is there, swaps over to Mark Popov. Juan Esteban Sanchez from Colombia through to the front. Filip Peterski of Poland. There's Colombo. You can see after that first sprint, the pattern of this race has changed. You just sense it. That we're looking for those riders that just want to try and find a way to gain a lap if they can. Jose Leon Parra from Mexico. Powers through to the front. Jaime Fuga through. So last year, Nicholas Arnaz, Lucas Silva, Finn Tarling was the order. Jaime Fuga, silver medalist behind Mark Popov in the recent European Championships in Portugal. Julian Bortolami from Italy was the bronze medalist. So a bit of a move now off the front from Jose Leon Parra from Mexico. And again, for a lot of those riders that came out of the European Championship, you've then got the riders that have done the Pan Ams this year, or the Oceania champs, or the Asia champs as well. And you can never underestimate the Mexican riders. They've got such a rich history in track cycling, but also a real strong current crop of riders. So Jose Leon Parra comes through, takes the 5 points, rolling that big gear. Fuga from Austria. So Jaime Fuga swings up the track. Musam decides it's not his time for a turn on the front. Stockbro of Denmark. So scored, Jose Leon Parra takes 5, Jaime Fuga takes the 3, Adam Musam takes 2, Sylvester Stockbro takes the 1 point on sprint 2 of 10. Moritz Maus through to the front. Adrian Plus swings up for France, the blue and white jersey with the pink helmet. Always so visible, those pink helmets in the bunch. They're really useful in the Madison as well for the teammates to be able to see each other. Ricardo Colombo. So the standings so far, you can see on the right of your screen. So Jaime Fuga with 8 as a big attack goes in from Eric Ugualubeda of Spain. Straight on him goes the man from Switzerland, Max Prima. So good attack now. So not letting them go at the moment. Oh, big crash at the back, unfortunately, just out of camera shot. So we've got riders on down at the back. Colombo of Italy has gone down. Also gone down is Tim Mervar in the moment. So 2 riders at the head of the race. So the riders just being attended to in the back straight, those that are going to try and rejoin. So for this is Rasko Nikacevic from Serbia that's just trying to get back in there. So meanwhile, Prima and Ugualubeda just off the front. Fuga, Parra, Stockbro, Mervar, Musam and Colombo are our point scorers so far. So coming in to sprint lap. And it's going to be 5 points for Spain. So just moving up and going straight over the top. So the bunch, the pace is definitely on here with our 4-rider leading group. So Eric Ugualubeda takes 5, Max Prima takes 3, Elias Lysenko takes the and Maus takes 1 point. Bit of a counter attack now off the front of the bunch. So Ilya Slesarenko is the neutral athlete that's in the breakaway with Prima, Mouse, and Ubeda. So our standings after sprint 3, Imo Fuga leading still with 8 points. So Eric Ugalubeda, there's your leaders. So those 4 leaders. And a bit of pressure going out of the bunch. It's being left up to Juan Esteban Sanchez from Colombia on the front. But Merrick Gallagher now taking it up for the USA. They know these 4 riders, the danger of these 4 riders. But Moritz Mouse is going again for Germany. Mouse just hoping that maybe they'll sit up at the breakaway. Just mixing it up on the front. Ubeda deciding that he still wants to go for it here. 4 laps to go to the next sprint, so 64 laps to go. They see 63 this time when they go through the line. So as riders back up onto the track, good to see Rory Gravel back up as well for Great Britain. Moussan gets on to the group here for Morocco. One of the riders that's trying not to lose a lap here at the moment. Sprint lap this time. Ugo Alubeda. So Moritz Mouse makes the move over the top in the sprints. The German rider trying to come through. He's got 1 point scored so far as Moritz Mouse. He comes through to take the maximum 5 there. So Slesarenko looked like he took the 3 in second place there. But this breakaway group doing the right thing. Rory Gravel is coming across the gap at the moment for Great Britain. Like he's been fired across by a catapult, the British rider. There's the head of the race with the German rider on the front in Moritz Mouse, Ilya Slesarenko. And then with him, Eric Ugalubeda. There's confirmation of sprint 4. Mouse, Slesarenko, Ugalubeda, and Gravel is the top 4. So Gravel has got onto the breakaway here. So we now have 4, Spain, Germany, Great Britain, and then Slesarenko is riding under the neutral flag. So Imo Fuga is still leading in this one with 8. Ugalubeda, though, closing to 7. Mouse is close to 6. Slesarenko, Leon Parra with 5 points. Stokpro, Prima, Mervar, and Colombo are point scorers so far. 56 laps to go. Our breakaway group here are looking for a lap gain. The peloton, the bunch behind, have set up a bit. This will help our breakaway. It was right. They did the right thing here to persist with this move, because at some point, if that bunch feel that they're not getting onto you, there'll be that point where they start to look around at each other and the momentum can go out of it and you start to feel like you can get that lap gain. They've got half a lap at the moment, and this is where you start to get the confidence as a breakaway. You look across the track, and then just as you exit the banking, you can just see the back of the bunch entering the banking just ahead of you. And then as you get closer, you start to get that aerodynamic draw, that pull off the bunch in front of you. As you get that into the slipstream of the bunch, you can see the pressure just going out a little bit, not really the speed, the concerted chase at the moment. Timed that really well, didn't he, Rory Gravel from Great Britain, to get across. We're heading towards our next sprint lap, and of course this group, you can see Rory Gravel there with just a bit of a hole in his shorts. He looked like he was in a lot of pain when he went down, so it's good to see him back up here, back on the bike and back racing. They're starting to get the bunch in their sight now. They're looking for the next sprint lap. Moritz Mouse just presses across the gap here. And he comes through to take maximum points. And Moritz Mouse in third place now goes up to 11 points. He'll get onto the back of the bunch. and he will take 20 points for gaining the lap. So our four leaders now have lapped the field, so that gives us 4 riders here, quite at sort of half distance in our points race, in our medals. So if anyone else in that group now feels that they want to challenge for a medal, they now got to try and gain a lap, because looking at those riders that have just gained a lap, they're also very strong in the sprints as well. Colombo of Italy, Riccardo Colombo comes across. 20 points for gaining a lap. Ilya Slesarenko, Eric Ugalubeda, Moritz Maus, and Rory Gravel. So sprint 5, Moritz Maus, Eric Ugalubeda, Ilya Slesarenko, and Rory Gravel is the order. Our point standing now sits like this. So Moritz Maus at the top with 31 points. In second place, Eric Ugalubeda from Spain. Ilya Slesarenko third with 27 points. They haven't given Rory Gravel his 20 points for gaining the lap as of yet. So they've given him minus. He's on minus points at the moment, Rory Gravel. We'll see if they update that one. He was one of our riders that crashed. We'll see if they look at that one and update it. Fuga, Leon Para, Stockborough, Prima, Mervar, Colombo is our point scorers. So 44 laps to go. Timo Fuga will need to try and do something in this one. Scored those early points, Timo Fuga. Mark Popov in 10th, the European champ. Timo Fuga, that silver medalist in the European champs.
42 laps remaining, 2 laps for the next sprint.
Bit of a lull. First one for a while that we've seen. Big move now from Sundeval from Belgium. Bell lap this time. There's your leader, Moritz Maus. Will Moritz Maus look to try and get some more points here if he can? There is that moment as well of just taking an opportunity to try and recover. So Filippo Colombo takes the maximum points there, takes the 5. We'll see if we get another move now. We are getting a move just around the bottom of the track. So big move. So Colombo, Fuga plus Sanchez, 5-3 and 1 point. So the move off the front here is from Mark Popov, the European champion. So Popov riding in that light blue skin suit under the neutral flag. Sitting in 11th at the moment is Popov. Moritz Maus takes off after him. He knows that he's a danger man in this one. With him goes Ugalubeda. So our first two recognizing the danger of Popov. Just clipping off the front here. He's going to persist with this one. So there is the Tomoki Nakatani going for Japan. It was his fellow countryman Soto Yoshida that took the Asian Championships this year in the points race ahead of Yang Yun-yu of Korea. So we could see the Japanese rider going on the offensive here. Moritz Maus having to do a lot of work. He's got to be careful here a little bit, Moritz Maus. Popov just holding that gap. So Popov is starting to get the bunch in his sights, is Mark Popov. And he's really starting to eat up the gap. He's got about a length of the straight to make up here. Moritz Maus on the front. Ugalubeda, but Popov gets on. That'll put him right up into that group. So Popov, it looks like Popov is well on for the lap game. There's the bunch, there's Popov coming up. Lap this time into the sprints. And riders you see kick back a lot of the time to try and take the points and then get on. The rules sort of have changed. If you get on in the sprint lap, you're still awarded the points. So you don't have to kick back too much. So the sprint behind, because what you got to be careful of sometimes. I mean, Popov is looking strong here, but sometimes I've seen riders sort of kick back a little bit as they come into sprint lap and then end up not getting on. But I don't think that will happen to Popov. Sanchez comes through to take the points for second place points for Colombia. So Popov gains the lap. And they have it. So Ricardo Colombo, they've given the sprint to there. It was that man there who was just off the back of the bunch. He should be getting the maximum points there. Mark Popov, let's see if they update that. Mark Popov has now got the 20 points. So 20 points for gaining the lap. Should also get the 5 points for winning that sprint there. Should Colombo. See if they update that. 25 laps to go. So next move's going in. So those 20 all-important 20 points for gaining the lap. So it is now Eric Ugalubeda, Moritz Maus, who are level on 31 points. Ilya Slesarenko on 27. Popov with 25, so he's been awarded his 5 points for that sprint there. Jaime Fuga with 13. Filippo Colombo on 6. Then you have Sanchez of Mexico. Jose, who's up there as well. Our Colombian rider, my apology. Juan Esteban Sanchez. Stock Pro, Prima, Mervar, and Plus are our point scorers so far. As we get a big move now from Merrick Gallagher from the USA. There is still plenty of time here, 22 laps to go to try and gain that lap. Big move from Merrick Gallagher. It could be a really nicely timed move here from the American. Into sprint lap with 20 laps to go. Can he gain the lap though? This would be a big move to try and put him into contention if he can. So we have sprints of 10 laps to go and then the double points on the final sprint as well. So coming through, third place there it looked like for Popov. Gallagher's decided to sit up. Filippo Colombo comes through. On the inside there, the Italian moves up. So Merrick Gallagher takes 5, Filip Petersky takes 3, Sundeval 2, and Mark Popov takes the 1. So we'll update our standings. Morris Maus sitting in second. They're still level on points. So Spain at the top with Eric Ugalubeda, ahead of Moritz Maus of Germany. They're level on points. Ilya Slesarenko 27, Mark Popov now with 26 points. So 18 laps to go. It's time for a lap gain in this one. If anyone else wants to get themselves up there. So our medals at the moment are Eric Ugalubeda, Moritz Maus, and Slesarenko in the bronze position. Big move now going in from Stockbro over the top for Denmark. You can see him just carving up and down the track, gets that height, drops in. So Denmark in the red and white colours, making the move. Stockbro already with 3 points scored. Everyone just looking around a little bit. Stockbro's got to hit it now, and he is. He's got quarter of a lap gain already. He'll try and build this one. Look at the effort now, Sylvester Stockbro of Denmark, trying to elevate himself into a medal position. He'll be looking for that sprint with 10 laps to go. Add another 5 to the tally, and then try and get that lap gain if you can. The bunch is completely set up. This could be good timing for the Dane. Heimo Fuga on the front there in the red and white of Austria. Just trying to encourage a little bit of work there if he can. Stockbro, good lap. Adrian Plas there makes a move for France. But the Dane is starting to get the bunch in his sights here. If you can hit the lap and hit it quickly, it's a great position to be in, and that's what he's doing here at the moment. He's got 2 laps into the next sprint. Crowd roaring on. There is reaction on the front. This is gonna, it just makes it agonizing as well. When you look across, you start to see that bunch stretching out in front of you. Bell lap into the next sprint for the Dane, and the gap to the bunch is stretching out. Coming through there, Popov looked like took it. Heimo Ubeda moves up, Morris Mouse. But we've got a counter-attack off the front of the bunch, and it means that it is just sewing up the gap again back to our Danish rider. Popov looks around, they swing up. Is anyone going to take this up? He's got to persist with this one if he can. Heimo Fuga makes a move from Austria. Quick glance from him back over the shoulder, and he will see Morris Mouse. So we'll update you on the standings. So Sylvester Stockbro from Denmark takes 5. Popov takes the 2. Galabeda takes the 2. Mouse takes 1. It now means that Eric Galabeda of Spain leads from Morris Mouse of Germany. Mark Popov, our neutral athlete in the bronze medal position, the European champ. Slasarenko, Fuga, Stockbro, Colombo, Gallagher, Sanchez, Prima, Petersky, Mervar, De Valk and Plas are our point scorers so far. We've got a bit of a move now off the front here as Filippo Colombo makes a move. One more sprint to come, 7 laps to go. Double points on the final lap, so it is still tight. Morris Mouse and Eric Galubeda have got to watch each other in this final sprint. There's Morris Mouse high on the track. Rory Gravel and Filippo Colombo make a little move now off the front. Nakatani of Japan is leading Stockbro and Sanchez. There's Filippo Colombo with Rory Gravel, the British rider. Just have a glance back over the shoulder. 5 laps to go this time. So 10, 6, 4 and 2 points on offer on that final sprint. Stockbro has another dig. 1 kilometre to go. 4 laps remaining. It could all come down here to this final sprint for the world title. They're just moving up into position. So big lap. Big move now over the top. So 2:01 is Popov. You're watching out for that light blue colours. There he is, about 4th in line here. Ilya Slesarenko it is that's on the front, leading it out. Whereas Ugalubeda and Morris Mouse. There's Ubeda sat second wheel here, getting a perfect lead out. Morris Mouse a little bit boxed in there as now they go around the outside. It's Eric Galabeda now that tries to come over the top. Popov is there. Right on the wheel is also Morris Mouse. As Eric Galabeda, is he going to take the final sprint? It looked like he did. Takes the 10 points there for Spain. He can't believe it. He takes that 10 points. He is your world champion. Eric Galabeda of Spain. What a ride. First gold medal of these championships for Spain. We've had a real mix of nations with gold medals so far. That was a really well-deserved world title for the man from Spain. And there you have it, 10 for him. Slesarenko, Popov and Mouse are your point scorers. And update you, gold medal going to Spain, and Eric Galabeda is silver to Morris Mouse of Germany. And Mark Popov takes the bronze. Level on points with Ilya Slesarenko. Again, still can't quite believe it, and understandably so. Taking the title for Spain. Great ride, great points race. Medal from Morris Mouse. And there you have it. Eric Igualabeda from Spain takes it ahead of Morris Mouse with Slesseranka Fogel, Stockbrook, Colombo, Gallagher, Sanchez, Petersky, Prima, Deval, Plus, Kubena, Cevic, Grieb. Top 16, and then Trika, Nakatani, Schmidt, Washington, Leon, and Gravel. And a couple of riders, our two riders there that didn't finish. For a replay of the points race. So moving back in our coverage to the women's sprint next. So those lap gains, all important. So if you're tuning in for the first time here on the World Junior Track Championships here from Apeldoorn in the Netherlands, welcome. It has been a great first few days of racing so far. We're here at the amazing Omnisport Arena in Apeldoorn. Plenty of world titles have been won already. Day one, we had a men's team sprint win for Great Britain. They took that ahead of Korea and Germany. We had the women's team sprint on day one. It was Italy that took that one. So Trevisan, Cenci and Fischiarelli ahead of Germany and Australia. We had a win on day one in the women's scratch for the USA with Emma Jimenez Palos. Alka de Bausa and Jana Daniluk are medalists. Men's team pursuit on day two. They opened their account for Italy, taking that one in the men's team pursuit ahead of Great Britain and Germany. In the women's team pursuit, we had Great Britain, Italy and Germany with our medalists. And then Nathan Marku taking the men's scratch ahead of Morris Mouse and Jacopo Vendramin. Men's Kieran Choi Tae-ho of Korea taking it ahead of Dmitry Pavlovsky and Thomas Lamaszewski. And the women's elimination last night for Italy, Chantal Pegolo ahead of Matilda Kramer and Milana Ushakova. So Matilda Kramer from Denmark and Milana Ushakova from Ukraine. So it's our first world title of these championships for Spain. And what a way to do it. We're going to move back to the third ride-off in Heat 2 of the women's semi-final sprint competition. Great atmosphere here in Apeldoorn. If you're sprinting, you really want a bit of Thunderstruck just to get you psyched up and ready to go. So the riders just going through, getting ready to roll up onto the track. So who is going through to face Veronika Solozabova in the final? Will it be Zita Geesens of Belgium? Will it be Matilda Cenci of Italy? So just to let you know what else we have coming up here this evening. So women's sprint semi-final ride-off. We will then move to the men's individual pursuit. We'll then have an award ceremony for our points race. We'll then go into the medal ride-offs for the women's sprint. We will have the conclusion of the women's Omnium, and then we will have the conclusion of the women's sprint competition rides 2 and 3 if they are needed. It's Matilda Cenci of Italy. Zita Goossens from Belgium. Away we go. So both these riders, you would feel from that last ride, starting to feel like they're getting the measure of each other in this competition.
Belgium, 1-1. Who is the pirate of the track?
Cenci, already a gold medalist in these championships, as I mentioned, in the team sprint. Hanging high here. Goossens, as will answer, does the same as the last round. Both riders just mirroring each other here, keeping it high. Goossens has got to be careful that she doesn't open the door too wide. She does, opens the doors wide, and the Italian doesn't need a second invitation to march through there. Goossens in the back straight, trying to get on terms here into turn 3, and it's still Matilda Cenci that's on the front. It's going to be a straight drag race to the line now. Can Goossens get the slingshot over the top? Yes, she can. So Zita Goossens there of Belgium goes through to the final. And we are seeing another rising star here for Belgian sprinting. With Zita Goossens. Had to fight back on that one. Used the slingshot perfectly to catapult herself past Matilda Cenci in the home straight there. And she goes through to the final to face Veronica Soler-Zabova. And it will be a bronze medal ride-off between Jeroen van Toften from the Netherlands and Matilda Cenci of Italy. So we have Belgium and against our neutral athlete, Veronica Soler-Zabova, in the final.
Zo gaan we door naar de volgende onderdeel. De 2025 UCI Junior Wereldkampioenschappen baanwielrennen in de vele achtervolging finale mannen. De 2025 UCI Track World Championships men pursuit final.
We're going to move on to the men's team pursuit final.
In de individuele achtervolging rijden mannen een afstand van 4 kilometer, 16 ronden. Vrouwen rijden 3 kilometer, 12 ronden. Renners met de 2 snelste tijden
So
in
in
de
the individual
kwalificatie
pursuit,
strijden in de finale om het goud en het zilver.
3
Nummer
kilometers.
3 en 4 rijden in de kleine finale voor brons en plek 4.
So we're going to have the rider for the bronze, and then followed by the rider for the gold and silver medals.
Door het rijden van de snelste tijd of als de een de ander inhaalt.
So first up, it's going to be a match between Great Britain and Australia for the bronze medal, with Daniel Thompson from Great Britain up against Toby Jones from Australia. And then we will have Alessio Magagnotti of Italy up against Eno Ucaregui Sanz from Spain.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention for the final for the bronze medal at backstraight. Representing
So Daniel Thompson
Toby Jones
from Great Britain
at the home straight.
in the home straight.
Daniel Thompson.
17 years old, Daniel Thompson. Jones representing Australia in the back straights. Away we go. So the individual pursuit. One rider starting on either side of the track. 12 laps, 3 kilometers in length. You can see the aero bikes are out. Double disc wheels. Every aerodynamic advantage that you can find is employed here in the individual pursuit. And you're pursuing against your opponent on the opposite side of the track. So at the moment, it's in favour of Daniel Thompson from Great Britain in that home straight. Just over half a second up on the Aussie. But even in these finals, you do ride to schedule. You'll know as a rider what sort of times that you can achieve in the individual pursuits. But you do as well, when you get into finals like this, you do have to be able to react to the rider on the opposite side of the track. If you want a medal, sometimes you have to kind of put that schedule out of your mind and start to up your game and accelerate if you're starting to lose time, and you need to match your rider on the opposite side of the track if you want to win this. It's just over a second now between Daniel Thompson and Toby Jones. So Daniel Thompson qualifying third fastest with 3:11.848, and then Toby Jones 3:12.236. So we had our qualification this morning, and this is, as a track rider, as a pursuiter, it's being able to replicate your rides later on in the day. So if you have to be able to do multiple rides of a similar level, if not faster, within the same day. Toby Jones just looking up there, glancing up the track. You can see the positions that the riders have to adopt. This aero tuck position, a lot of core stability needed as well to be able to put the power out in that position. 1.5 seconds, the gap between Daniel Thompson and Toby Jones here. So through paying 108.214 for Daniel Thompson, 209.957 for 2K, 211.413 for Toby Jones. That second kilometre time split. So they're inside that final kilometre, and they're going to come round and see 2 laps to go this time. Toby Jones has got some work to do. It's going to be a huge ask to pull back almost a second and a half in the last lap. Half a lap to go now for Daniel Thompson for Great Britain. Enters the home straight. It is going to be a bronze medal for the British rider. He takes bronze. It's 4th place for Toby Jones, but Daniel Thompson on to the podium, and he takes the bronze medal. Great ride by the young Brits to take that bronze medal. So 3:12.078 for Daniel Thompson. He gets the W. Moving on to our gold medal ride-off. This should be a thriller, I feel, looking at how they were in qualification this morning. Spain versus Italy Can it be a second gold of the night for Spain? Away we go. So the 18-year-old Spanish rider, silver medalist in this year's national championships. Some good road wins so far this season as well. Alessio Maglianotti from Italy, 18 years old as well. He's had a really successful season so far on the roads. So looking at this final, as I said, it should be a real thriller of a match between the two of them. So Alessio Maglianotti qualified fastest with a 3:08.967. So Enau Ucaregui Sanz qualified with a 3:10.040. The world record is 3:03.246, and that's held by Henry Hobbs of Great Britain. So Alessio Maglianotti leading here. So averaging just over 54 kilometers an hour. And in the finals, if you do catch your opponent, the gun will fire and it is race over. So they're pursuing well here. The Italian pursuing down that gap between himself and his Spanish opponent. Looking really, really strong. And the Italians, of course, in the team pursuit and the individual pursuit at all levels. This is one of their strongest disciplines. Just having a little, you can see him just looking up over his hands, just having a look at the coach just to see what he's doing. The coaches, they stand and just give their riders the signals. They're up or down, and then they're just building on this one. So 3.2 kilometers now into final K, 2:07.008 for Maglianotti, and Ucaregui Sanz 2:09.503. So Maglianotti is just starting to get his opponent in his sights, and this is where, if you start to see your opponent just entering the banking ahead of you, it's just such a motivational boost. And now you're starting to see this acceleration, and a real visible acceleration now from Alessio Maglianotti to try and close this gap down if he can. He's going to get the bell this time. Last year it was a bronze medal for Alessio Maglianotti. William Owens of Australia, silver. Henry Hobbs took the world title. And Samuele Bonetto in 2021, the last Italian, took it, and he takes it. The gun fires. That's it. Game over. Gold medal for Alessio Maglianotti. And he takes it, and it's silver for Spain. So he turns bronze into gold this year. Alessio Maglianotti of Italy grabs the flag from the crowd. A very well-deserved gold medal there for the Italian rider. So 3:09.255 his finishing time, 3:14.364. But now Ucaregui Sanz, real progress as well for the Spanish rider in the silver medal. So in the last few years, so he, as I said, it's Samuele Bonetto in 2021, the last Italian winner we had. Henry Hobbs last year of Great Britain, Matthew Brennan in 2023, and Cali in Colombia took it. Carson Metton of Canada in 2022. We had Tobias Gramko of Germany in 2019, Lev Gonov in Egel in Switzerland in 2018, Johan Pryce-Peterson in 2017, Stefan Bissiger in 2016 in Egel, home win for him, and Leo Apelt for Germany in 2015. But we've got a new star here of individual pursuiting. And And that's as well, that's what's so important about these junior championships. We are into that Olympic cycle. We're into 3 years away from the next Olympics, and you can see the investment, the time investment for these national teams, because someone like Alessio Magnanotti is going to be 21 when we get to LA in the next Olympics. He'll be looking to try and qualify himself for that Italian team, and they're building this next generation of riders, and he's a phenomenal road rider as well. Looking through his season so far, he's been winning since March, so a really well-deserved victory for him. We're going to move on in the program to one of our medal ceremonies next. It will be the medal ceremony for the men's individual pursuits. So I hope you're enjoying our coverage here this evening of the 2025 UCI Junior World Track Championships. We are live with you from the incredible Omnisport Arena here in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands. I'm Marty McDonald. Thanks for your company. We have more great racing to come here this evening. We'll move on in our women's sprint competition to the ride-off for the medals, our 3rd and 4th place ride-off, and our battle for gold and silver. We will bring the women's Omnium to its conclusion with a final points race. And then we will take the 3 rides in the sprint if we need them. We're just getting ready for the medal ceremony for
Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention for the award ceremony of the 2025 Junior Track World Championships in Omnisport Apeldoorn. Dames en heren, wij vragen uw aandacht voor de huldiging van de 2025 UCI Wereldkampioenschappen baanwielrennen in Omnisport Apeldoorn. Award ceremony of the 2025 UCI Junior Track World Championships Points Race Men. De huldiging van de UCI 2025 Wereldkampioenschappen baanwielrennen puntenrace. The medals and jersey will be presented by Enrico Della Casa, UCI Vice President. Op de 3e plaats een winnaar van de bronzen medaille. In 3rd place, a winner of the bronze medal, representing athlete neutral, Ilya Sarenko. Op de 2e plaats een winnaar van de zilveren medaille. In 2nd place, a winner of the silver medal, representing Germany, Moritz Maus. Op de 1e plaats, UCI wereldkampioen en winnaar van de gouden medaille. In 1st place, UCI World Champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Spain, Eric Iguel Ubeda. The gifts will be presented by Nick Derks, Alderman of Sports, City of Apeldoorn. Dames en heren, ik vraag u indien mogelijk te gaan staan, het hoofddeksel af te nemen uit respect voor het volkslied van Spanje. Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention for our new UCI World Champion. We ask you, if possible, to stand up and take off your headwear in respect of the national anthem of Spain. We make the pictures of our medalists, and our medalists can come a little bit forward to the photographers. Ladies and gentlemen, please one more time for our medalist in bronze color Ilio Stasarenko, silver Moritz Maus, and champion of the world Erik Iguel Ubeda. This was the award ceremony of the Bound Race. John, back to you.
A well-deserved winner there. Great results. And a really, really well-fought points race, wasn't it? Welcome along. If you're just joining us for the first time this evening, thanks to your company. It is the UCI 2025 Junior Track Cycling World Championships here from Apeldoorn in the Netherlands. And we have a great evening of racing still ahead of us. We're going to move back to the women's sprint competition next, with the ride-offs for the bronze medal and the ride-off for gold and silver.
Do you think the top area is open? Do you think that top area is open or shut? Because it was open yesterday.
Best of 3 rides in the women's sprint finals. As always, we want to try and get it done in 2 if we can. There's a rainbow jersey up for grabs. So Veronica Solozabova, one of our neutral athletes, up against Ita Reisens in the final, but we will be seeing in the bronze medal ride-off, it's Netherlands against Italy, with Joran van Tosten up against Matilda Cenci for Italy. So there you have it, so best of 3. 2 interesting matches here, looking at the riders that we've got in our battle for bronze, looking at the way they ride. So Joran van Tosten and Matilda Cenci, quite similar sprinters looking at them, and then that sort of long, drawn-out roar, that long power, that speed that Zita Geysens demonstrated, and Veronika Sola-Zabova. Quite interested to see the match between the two of them. They're just getting themselves ready for their rides. And for match sprinters, if you weren't with us for previous rounds of the sprints, so for the sprinters, you have either the double toe straps or the big Velcro straps around your shoes attached to your pedals to keep those feet locked in. And on the start line here, there is always as well, there's that psychological moment here. Just trying to look at your opponent, those last words of encouragement, the last pep talk from the coach. Matilda Cenci here, already a world champion in the team sprints. Julian van Osten, 18 years old, from Bleiswijk in the Netherlands, rides for the Beat cycling team. Only been racing for 2 years since crossing over from speed skating. She says her heroes are Hetty van der Waal, Steffi van der Peet from the Netherlands. Her goal is the Olympic Games. So again, at 18, she'll be 21 when we get to LA. Will we be seeing her in the colours of the Netherlands at the next Olympics? We do get a lot of Dutch riders moving over from speed skating onto the track. As I said, I was excited about this match. So Jeroen van Osten just slicing and dicing it on the front here. Matilda Cenci just moves through. She'll try and exert her authority now, try and hold Jeroen van Osten at the top of the track. Van Osten's got a bit of daylight here if she dives down the inside. Might get that inside position, and does. The door is open there, and we head into the final lap. So that white line down the track, and once you're inside that red line, it means that your opponent has to come the long way round out of the saddle. One last injection of pace from Jeroen van Osten up towards the line, and it's 1-0 to the Dutch rider. So Jeroen van Osten takes the first ride. It's a good match. That will please the Netherlands fans. So 1-0 to Jeroen van Osten. Matilda Cenci. We'll go back, talk to the coach. How are we going to take ride 2 here in this match between these two? We're going to move on to Heat 1, Ride 1 here in the battle for gold. Who is going to take the rainbow jersey? Last year, it was Stephanie Cuadrado of Colombia that took it ahead of Georgette Rand and Lo Shuyan of China. So looking here, looking the last few years. Stephanie Cuadrado, 2023, Colombia, Elizaveta Sola-Zabova. So I'm taking it back to her older sister. Alina Lysenko in 2021 in Cairo. In 2019, it was a win for Alessa Katarina Propster. In 2018, Leah Friedrich, Matilda Groth in 2017, Pauline Grabosch in 2016, Emma Hinzer in 2015. So it's always interesting to look back at these World Junior Championships and the previous winners. At the Europeans, Zita Geysens here was second to Emilia Waterstraat. So can she better that with a gold medal here at the World Championships? Away we go. how are we going to play this one? As I said, looking at the last match, quite even in style and power and speed. I feel these two may be they're quite similar riders in terms of looking at them in their previous rounds and their previous rides. You're just watching those shadows, watching for your opponent, maybe trying to pull a cheeky one and go long, trying to pull a surprise on you. 2 laps to go. Zita Gijsens on the front here for Belgium. Those light blue colours, looking back over the shoulder, out of the saddle on the front. It's got a little bit of gap, but Veronika Solozabova starts to accelerate now over the top. Gijsens has got to react, so Solozabova gets the front through 200 meters. Oh, just came off the track a little bit there, Zita Gijsens. And it means that it looks like ride 1 here is going to go to Veronika Solozabova. So 1 ride down. Takes that one, and it does sometimes as well if you do come off the track onto the Côte d'Azur, that sometimes it's not where you want to be. When you hit speed, the bike can kind of slide away from you and slide up the track, given the angle of the Côte d'Azur at the bottom. It's not part of the racing part of the track. The only time we do see it used is at the beginning of these match sprints where you roll away. We're rolling around at the beginning, but once you're up to real high speed, you don't want to be hitting the Côte d'Azur at speed if you can. So Zita Gijsens been racing for 3 years. She's got work to do to come back in that one. So Veronika Solozabova, and she followed in the wheel tracks of her sister. And take the title here. Moving along in our competition. We're going to go back to a women's Omnium now, and the conclusion of the women's Omnium. So after the elimination, it's Pauline Danchina that leads she's one of our athletes competing under the neutral flag. She is at the top with 110 points, ahead of Emma Jimenez-Palos with 104. Ida Fiala with 104. Amelie Sanders is in 4th place. Erin Boothman in 5th place with 92 points total. And then comes Jana Daniluk in 6th. Auke de Bausa, Chantal Pegalo, Vendula Strakata, Leila Almena Rakwena, Yuka Nishihara, Milana Ushikova, Zoe Biham. And the way this works now in the points race, so all of your points scored here in the points race are added to your tally. So it is all to play for. "60 laps of the track.
Starting on the blue bench, Denmark, we have Jan, Australia, Emily Sanders, beating Will Hill.
So giving you your riders as Emma Jimenez-Palos from the USA. Pauline Danchina for the individual athletes from Czechia. Vendula Strakata. Denmark, Ida Fiala. From our AAN athletes is Jana Daniluk. From Spain, Leila Almena Requena. From Belgium, Auke de Bausa. We have Milana Ushakova from Ukraine, Amelie Sanders from Australia, Chantal Pegalo of Italy, Elodie Malos from Canada, Dinara Kopsasarova from Kazakhstan, Zoe Bihan from France, Yuka Nishihara from Japan, Erin Boothman from Great Britain, Sophie Maxwell of New Zealand, Ella Marth from Switzerland. We've got Wen Sai Tung from Chinese Taipei, Sophie Schuster from Germany, and then Fernanda Zarate Garcia from Mexico. So rolling out 60 laps, sprints every 10 laps, 5, 3, 2 and 1 points on offer on the sprints. And if you lap the field, you're awarded an additional 20 points. So that is what you're shooting for a lot in this Omnium. If you can try and get away and take 20 points and add them to your tally. "15 kilometers, 58 laps to go." There's Polina Danshina, our current leader in the light blue colors. You can see just kind of chilling on the back at the moment as we move towards our first sprint. See how she's going to go for this one. So 6-point lead over Emma Jimenez Palos of the USA, already a gold medalist here in the scratch. There she is. In the Stars and Stripes of the USA. And with LA in 3 years' time, it's great to have another endurance rider from the USA coming through. It's going to be a big games for the American riders. So a bit of attack now off the front. So Wen Sai Tung of Chinese Taipei has just gone for it. We see it. We saw her do this in the scratch race this morning as well. Didn't quite pan out for her, but it's good to see her being aggressive in this one. So 55 laps to go. What should be hoping as well is that they might underestimate her just a little bit and maybe let her go. There's a little bit of hesitation in the bunch. So Wen Sai Tung of Chinese Taipei, our attacker here. And she currently sits in 20th with 8 points. Auke de Bouwse on the front in the light blue, Belgium just on the front of the bunch here as we start to build up for our first sprint lap. Erin Boothman is moving up. Ilana Ushenko of Ukraine in the yellow and blue colors. Bronze medalist last night in the elimination was Milana Ushenko. The women's Omnium last year, Kat Ferguson taking it ahead of Nicole Duncan of Australia, Adelina Sakun in 3rd place. It's Erin Boothman now that hits the front. Boothman lost points. She was leading going into the elimination, and Erin Boothman just opening up a bit of a gap here to Chantal Pegalo. Will she persist with this one when she goes through the line? Takes 5 points, so Boothman sat in 5th with 92 points at the moment. The peloton look like they're going to keep this high. Chantal Pegalo swings up, looks around. And they have it, confirmation. Erin Boothman takes it ahead of Chantal Pegalo, Lera Menor, Juana Vendula Stoccata. 5-3-2 and 1 point with 49 laps to go. Uchenko of Ukraine makes a move off the front. So in the recent European Championships, we had Polina Danshina took it ahead of Ida Fiala. Leda Almeida Requena was the bronze medalist. Milana Ushikova was 4th. Auka de Bausa was 5th. Vendula Stracata was 8th. In that, Auka de Bausa makes the move here for Belgium. So Auka de Bausa currently equals 7th with 78 points here. So good move from Auka de Bausa. Zoe Bihan of France gives chase with Emma Jimenez Palos. So they know this is a dangerous move to let Auka de Bausa go clear here. Big move from Auka de Bausa. So they brought her back. Zoe Bihan brings it back together. Emma Jimenez Palos on the front. Auka de Bausa, 18 from Canessa rides for the next G team. European champion in the scratch. She has been as well. But Milana Ushikova goes on the attack here for Ukraine. She's a real talent, is Ushikova from Ukraine. Just gets a bit of a quarter of a lap lead here. No pressure in the bunch. Is this a perfectly timed move here from Ushikova? You can see her there in 12th with 62 points currently. She goes into the next sprint lap here. And it should be 5 points for her. The attack comes behind and the reaction comes behind from Amelie Sanders of Australia. So around the back straights. And so Ushikova takes the 5. Sanders takes the 3. And then Fiala takes the 2. Will they sit up? Chantal Pegalo decides not to. She keeps the pace high on the front of the bunch. Pegalo takes the 1 point. There's confirmation of our sprint. Ushikova of Ukraine. Sanders takes 3. Fiala takes 2. Pegalo takes the 1. Oh, big crash. Oh, big crash in the back straight, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, we've had a big crash in the back straight. So riders just being attended to. Riders that can get back straight back in. So the race just continuing. The riders just, you can see here, respectfully have knocked the tempo off for the moment. Fortunately, it was just one of those kind of ricochet kind of effect crashes. Once riders went down, the riders that were running around looking for where they could go just ran out of track, ran out of room, unfortunately. Chantal Pegalo just drops down the track. So making the move off the front. Chantal Pegalo. So racing continuing. Does look from where I am, Wen Sai Tung of Chinese Taipei, just making her way off the track. I think it looks like she's decided to call it a day. So the race continuing. Sophie Maxwell of New Zealand is on the front. 33 laps to go. So just getting back and up on her way as well. Elodie Maloise from Canada. So she's getting back in there. Oh, unfortunately, Erin Boothman having to retire. That's such a shame for the British rider who was looking so strong and in contention in this Omnium. So hopefully Erin is okay.
Canada is losing 2 laps, Canada losing 2 laps. Now for the next moments.
So the pressure is on at the front. Danshina is leading. So Paulina Danshina comes over the top. Emily Sanders comes through. Takes that one. The Aussie comes through to add some points. So 101 for Sanders. So wishing Erin Bootham well. Hopefully she is okay. Zoe Behan is also not finishing and also retiring as well. Wensai of Chinese Taipei. So wishing all our riders there that went down in the crash. Hope they're all okay. Our sprint, Emily Sanders takes it from Paulina Danshina, Ida Fiala, and Jana also comes through. Jana Daniluk, my apology, coming through to take that. Take the 1 point there. So our standings, it's still Paulina Danshina at the top of the standings. Ida Fiala in second. Emily Sanders up to third with 106. Emma Jimenez Palos with 104. Chantal Pegalo of Italy, who's standing in sixth with 82 points, has now gone on the attack. Jana Daniluk sitting there in fourth. The Italian is a dangerous rider to let go clear here. Chantal Pegalo took the women's elimination last night, did Pegalo. Great road rider as well. She's had a really successful year on the road. Just a bit of a gap with Sheena. So Ushakova and Sanders are giving chase at the moment. So a bit of a move with Emma Jimenez Palos. Pressure goes out a little bit though. Could be a good moment for Chantal Pegalo to persist with this one. Yuka Nishihara of Japan has just made the move from the group behind. You can see Strakata of Czechia in those light blue colours. Number 25 from Japan giving chase. Pegalo sits up. So Vandula, Strakata and Yuki Nishihara are away. Chantal Pegalo's got back up there. Pegalo's got her back in. We've now got three leaders and a big attack coming in from Spain in Lera Almena Requena. So Vandula Strakata here of Czechia. Yuki Nishihara, Chantal Pegalo, and a chase coming from the bunch behind. And it looks like the Spanish rider is going to bring this one back together here. If you're tuning in, this is the women's points race, the final of the women's Omnium. This is the points race that concludes the Omnium. And our current standings is Paulina Danshina at the top with 113 points. Ida Fiala of Denmark in the silver medal position, and Emily Sanders of Australia currently in the bronze medal position. But here comes Emma Jimenez Palos. Tries to come over the top there as Paulina Danshina takes maximum points in that sprint. That takes her out, totally out. Another 5 points added there. 20 laps to go. There's still time here. We've got two sprints, one with 10 to go, double points on that final sprint. There is still time to try and gain the lap here with 20 laps to go. So confirmation of our sprint, just as Milana Ushakova launches a move off the front. So the rider from Ukraine goes on the attack, trying to get clear here. So Milana Ushakova about quarter of a lap lead, a little bit of pressure off the bunch. This could be a good moment. We'll see if anyone reacts. Good move from Ushakova. You can see sat there in 10th, that was 87. If she gains a lap, manages to get 20 points. We'd move her up. She's got to get over to tally up over 100 though, if she's going to get herself into a medal position. We've got a tie at the moment between our Aussie Emily Sanders with 107 with Emma Jimenez Palos, also in third. going to see a big attack from the American or the Aussie? Are they going to leave it down to the sprints here? Milana Ushakova. Her style belies the power and speed that the Ukrainian is putting out here. Big move from her. She's looking for the next sprint. And the reaction behind coming from Sophie Maxwell of New Zealand. Fernanda Zarate Garcia of Mexico. Also trying to just make a little movement. Maxwell just looks up, swings up the track here. So almost half a lap advantage now for Milana Ushakova from Ukraine. Yuki Nishihara also looking strong. Nishihara sitting in 9th at the moment with 68 points in this Omnium. 118 for Danshina, 108 to Fiala. And a big move goes in for Amelie Sanders. Chantal Pagalo immediately reacts. She said, was the Aussie going to try and launch a move? Amelie Sanders and Emma Jimenez Palos have been looking strong throughout this competition, and Amelie Sanders really now punching a big hole in that bunch. Takes 5 riders with her. Swings up and looks around. We go into sprint lap this time. Still Milana Ushakova is the rider off the front. She should take the 5 points here. So Ida Fiala of Denmark on the front, but Polina Danshina still looking to just score some points here. So Fiala takes the 3. Danshina takes the 2. Palos takes, Jimenez Palos takes the 1 as Ushakova is now caught by that group. And all of our medal potential riders are in that little group that's now clipped off the front. There's confirmation. Milana Ushakova of Ukraine, Fiala, Danshina, and Jimenez Palos are the riders that are scoring the points here at the moment. It looks like Jana Daniluk now that's gone off the front. Daniluk sitting in 5th with 89 points. A 20-point gain would catapult her up into medal contention with 8 laps to go. If she could get her 20 points and the 10 points for the final sprint. Chantal Pegalo of Italy gives chase. It is 120 for Polina Danshina ahead of Ida Fiala. So Fiala would have to win that final sprint and Danshina not score to take this one. She'd have to take the 10 points. Jimenez Palos in 3rd, Sanders in 4th, so it's still very tight for those silver and bronze medals. But Chantal Pegalo is giving chase here to Jana Daniluk, who's got the bunch in her sight here, Jana Daniluk. This would catapult Daniluk into bronze medal position if she can get on. Schuster of Germany makes a move. She's 12th with 36 points. Jana Daniluk riding as one of our neutral athletes. You can see the scuff mark on the skin suit went down. Picked quickly back up and on the track and back in the bunch was Daniluk. Starting to get that aerodynamic draw from the bunch with 4 laps to go. Will she run out of laps here? It's going to take a big effort now from Daniluk to try and get on if she can. And then she'll be hoping that Sanders and Jimenez Palos don't score in that final sprint. Chantal Pegalo has also clipped herself off the front here for Italy. We're heading towards 3 laps to go now, and our final sprint of this women's Omnium, the points race that concludes this competition. It's Emma Jimenez Palos that's on the front, but still Daniluk here. Jana Daniluk, 2 laps to go. Chantal Pegalo, the 10 points, so double points on that final sprint. Schuster of Germany is still off the front. So 10, 6, 4 and 2 points that are on offer here on this final sprint. Maxwell of New Zealand, Jimenez Palos of the USA are there. It looks like with 1 lap to go, Daniluk gets on. So making the move So makes it on to the back of the group. Kopsasarova's lost a lap. So coming round for the final sprint now. It's going to be 10 points for Chantal Pegalo. Daniluk catapults herself into a medal position. Fiala trying to save that one if she can. Coming through to take the points there. The 2 points, super important. But there is your world champion. Paulina Danshina takes the title and adds that to what has been a successful season so far. She takes the Omnium title here to add to the European Championship that she won in Portugal. So 124 points, Ida Fiala. Those points scored on that final sprint keeps her in second place and the silver medal. And what a ride, you've got to say, from Jana Daniluk, getting on there right in the dying moments of that points race to put herself up there. And the confirmation there, so standings afterwards have just been adjusted very, very slightly. So I'll just double check that one, because the riders, if they're level on points, it goes on their placing on that final sprint as well. So just taken that away for us. So it could be Amelie Sanders that's taken the bronze there. It is. There you have it. So Paulina Danshina takes the title with 124 points. Ida Fiala of Denmark taking third. Amelie Sanders taking third place, and a bronze medal for Australia. What a ride, though. Jana Daniluk puts herself in fourth, level on points there, with Emma Jimenez Palos in fifth, Chantal Pegalo in sixth, Vendula Stracata in seventh, Milana Ushakova in eighth, Leila Almena Requena in ninth, and Yuka Nishihara taking the 10th place. So good silver there for the Dane. And clearly super emotional. Takes a silver medal here at the World Junior Track Championships. A great ride from Ida Fiala. We've got a good Aussie crowd who are very, they're very vociferous, for want of a better word. They got the air horns and the vuvuzelas out, have the Aussies. So let's have a replay of the points race that concluded the women's Omnium here at the 2025 UCI Junior Track Cycling World Championships. There is your champ. Started off at the back of the group, and Wen Saitung was the first attacker, and unfortunately we had that big crash. And Wen Saitung retiring. Erin Boothman, we wish her well as well, was one of the favourites going into this one as well, and wish her well. Hope she's okay. If I get any updates, I will give you those. Milana Ushakova as well for Ukraine. That was the big crash, unfortunately, and just that ricochet effect, just the riders just had nowhere to go. And really, really wish Erin well in that one. I hope she's okay. You can see, if you're tuning into these Junior World Championships, this is the future of world cycling, not just on the track, but on the road as well. And you see what these riders are doing on the track and the road. Just not very happy there. You can see for Leila Almena Requena to Paulina Danshina. And that was that moment as well. What a ride from Jana Daniluk, just getting on there right in the dying moments of that points race. And Ida Fiala there taking a silver medal here at the World Junior Track Championships. We're going to move back to women's sprinting. It's not a moment to pause for breath here in Apeldoorn this evening. So we're going to move back to our ride-offs for the sprint, the women's sprint. Best of 3 rides. You can see in the green lights, the green marks by Jurgen van Tosten in our bronze medal ride against Matilda Cenci. And it is 1-0 to Veronika Solozabova with our independent athletes, our neutral athletes, ahead of Zita Geysens of Belgium. So work to do here in this one. Can Van Dosten get the job done in 2 for the bronze medal? Can Solozabova do the same? Just to give you an idea as well, but we pause it. So we are live on Saturday, tomorrow, 1800 CET, again, for day 4 of these World Junior Track Cycling Championships. Spread the word, let everyone know that we're here on YouTube. You can sit back and enjoy just some incredible racing. These are your future Olympians. These are your future world champions. Incredible young riders that we have here. And you can see in the track centre, and this is what I love about track cycling is we're all together, all the pens that you have in the track centre, you see all the flags in that track centre, and it's just something beautiful about our sport and something great about track cycling. You're all just together, and the friends you make around the world from different countries, and you get to know each other, and you see all the riders in the track centre just chatting, and it's just a beautiful thing. All these nations just coming together, and they all help each other, and it's something really special, and especially for the young riders here at the Junior World Championships. And you make friendships that can last a lifetime for riders, and make friends from different cultures and different countries all over the world. And that is a really important part of not just the track cycling, but especially these Junior World Championships as well, is just meeting and just interacting with other youngsters from all over the world. It's a really, really great thing. And it is, as I said, everyone helps each other if a team needs something, especially a lot of our smaller nations as well, you know, who may just have one rider here or just a couple of riders here. If they need help or something with some equipment problems or something, a lot of the bigger nations as well would always, you know, see if they can help. There's something very, very special about our sport. Moving on to our bronze medal ride-off. So Jeroen van der Osten from the Netherlands, looking to try and get a bronze medal here in these World Track Championships. Matilda Cenci looking for another medal. She's already got a gold and a rainbow jersey in the team sprint. Can she take a bronze? Can she take this to 3 rides? Can Jeroen van Dosten here, one of the new rising stars of Dutch sprinting, get the job done in 2? Just staring across at her opponent. 3 laps of the track. Just rolling away here, Matilda Cenci. Are you going to approach this one? You can see Van Dosten just looking back over his shoulder, starting to take it at a fairly decent pace here, leading off. Looking for those shadows, Matilda Cenci just laying back just a little bit. Cenci's really good at using the height and the transitions of the banking to really get on that gear, and you can see her just ducking and diving behind Jeroen van Dosten. You're just trying to throw them off. When they look right, you go left. Now makes the move. Wants that front position now. Cenci comes through. Van Dosten there gets some height. They're going to come round and get the bell lap this time. Cenci using some more height. Jeroen van Dosten's got a bit of work to do now. Into the back straight. Matilda Cenci's got about 3 or 4 meters. Opens it just a little bit. Into turn 4. It looks like Matilda Cenci is going to level this one. Yes, she does. It's 1 each here in our bronze medal ride-off. So Matilda Cenci used the tactics perfectly again to level that one. So it's 1 each. We go to a decider now in our bronze medal ride-off. So both riders back, analyze that one, pick apart that ride. What did I do? What do I need to do differently in the next one for Jeroen van Dosten? And it is, as I said, about Matilda Cenci and the way she uses the track. As a sprinter, it's the way you use the track. You've got to use that height, use the transitions of the banking to really help you get on that gear. Use that height, use everything that you can in your boxer treks to try and outwit your opponent. As you say, the match sprint, as much a psychological battle as a physical one. So we move on to our gold medal ride-off. It's Veronika Solozabova who has the green light, has the first ride. Can she take the world title here, or can Zita Geysens bring it back for Belgium? Lists Emma Finucane as a heroine, the British rider. It's a rider that she looks up to the most, she says. And all these riders, they list their goals. The Olympics is a goal. For Belgium, Nikki de Grendele, great sprinter from Belgium. Veronika Solozabova enjoying the music there as she just looked across. And Zita Geysens going through that final prep. Zita Geysens here, just laying off just a little bit. Going to get a bit of height now on the track. Going to go high. Solozabova deciding to stay low here. Zita Geysens got to be careful. We know what a great seated acceleration Veronika Solozabova has from the previous rides in this one. Yeah, just slicing and dicing on the front now, looking back. Zita Geysens getting some height, gets the run into Veronika Solozabova now. And Solozabova out of the saddle, gets on top of that gear. Zita Geysens gets some height into the slipstream. She's got some work to do inside the sprinter's line for Solozabova. Zita Geysens trying to come across now into that back wheel, turn 4. Looking to try and use that slingshot if she can, but no, it is gold to Veronika Solozabova. World champion. One of our neutral flag athletes takes the world title. Great ride for Veronika Solozabova. So, Elizaveta Solozabova in 2023. That's the older sister. Now she does it here in 2025 in Apeldoorn in the Netherlands. So that is the gold and silver. It is Zita Geysens of Belgium that takes the silver, but the world champ, Veronika Solozabova, takes the win. But we still have one more ride to go in the battle for bronze. 2 green lights for Veronika Solozabova there. But a real rising talent as well for Belgium. You've got to say there as well with Zita Geysens. That new track they have in Zolder. So keep an eye on these names. Look at her just staring down. Zita Geysens there. So women's sprint, we're going to have a medal ceremony now. We will have the medal ceremony for the men's individual pursuit before we come back to the final race of the evening, which will be the final ride in the women's sprint and the battle for bronze. So spread the word that we're here till Sunday. Tomorrow's coverage starts at 1800 CET in Europe. That's European time, that's local time here in Apeldoorn. And then on Sunday, we're a bit earlier in the afternoon. We're on from 3 p.m., so 1500 CET. And you don't want to miss any of this. Spread the word, let everyone know that we're here. We've had such great viewers that have been enjoying our coverage here on YouTube of the 2025 UCI Track Cycling World Championships. So thank you all for watching. Keep spreading the word. Because if you look this evening, this is track racing at its best that you're seeing and being treated to by our juniors here at the World Champs. And if you're interested, you happen across this, So a lot of riders as well coming into racing. They come in from BMX. A lot of youngsters start in BMX and come through into track cycling from BMX. And you saw Jeroen van Dosten there as well, coming through from speed skating. And track cycling is a sport, you know, when youngsters are coming through, it's so important to do multi-sports, different sports, before you find something that you really want to focus on. And all different sports give you lots of different skill sets physiologically to sort of transfer across to track cycling. But we're going to take our medal ceremony now for the men's individual pursuit. They're just getting themselves ready on the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have your attention for the award ceremony of the 2025 UCI Junior Track World Championships in the Omnisport Center Apeldoorn. Dames en heren, mag van u uw welgemeende aandacht voor de huldigingsceremonie van het wereldkampioenschap baanwielrennen voor junioren in Apeldoorn. The award ceremony of the 2025 UCI Junior Track World Championships, de individual pursuit men. De huldigingsceremonie van het wereldkampioenschap baanwielrennen voor junioren, de individuele achtervolging. The medals in the jersey were presented by Mr. Enrico Della Casa, the UCI Vice President. De medailles en de trui zullen uitgereikt worden door de heer Enrico Della Casa, de UCI Vice President. In third place, and the winner of the bronze medal, representing Great Britain, Daniel Thompson. In second place, and the winner of the silver medal, representing Spain, Eno Orakagi Sanz. In first place, the UCI World Champion and the winner of the golden medal, representing Italy, Alessio Maianotti. The gifts will be presented by Mr. Hans van Bon, representative of Cycling Club De Adelaar. De worden uitgereikt door de heer Hans van Bon. Hij is representatief namens Cycling Club De Adelaar. Dames en heren, ik vraag u indien mogelijk zal staan het hoofddeksel af te doen uit respect voor het volkslied. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? Please, if possible, stand up, take off your headwear, and respect is the national anthem of Italy. Please, riders, go together for the photo moment. And then, ladies and gentlemen, again, your applause for the bronze medalist winner, Daniel Thompson, for the man from Spain, Arnaud Urcarigi, and from Italy, Alessio Maiotti, the world champion.
Our presentation for individual pursuits is behind us. We are going to move back to racing and back to sprinting. We will have our final competitive race of the night, and it will be the ride-off in our bronze medal competition in the women's sprint. So Jeren van Torsten and Matilda Cenci are the two riders that will battle it out now for the bronze. We've gone back into the track centre. Yeah, hop on the rollers, hop on the bike, and roll around the track centre. Keep the legs moving, ready for the next ride. 1 each. Where is the bronze going? Is it going to the home country here in the Netherlands? Is it going to Italy? It's been a great night of racing so far. Such entertainment. The juniors always put on a show. They are always entertaining, whether it's track worlds, road worlds, cyclocross worlds. It is always something to behold, the junior racing. And of course, we have coming up very soon Road World Championships over in Rwanda. That is going to be a really special Road World Championships that we have to come very, very soon. And then from the world straight into Europeans as well. So a lot of big medals, big championships coming up. So the gold is already decided. That is going to Veronika Sola-Zabova, with Zita Geesens there taking the silver medal. Where is the bronze going? It is a big battle between two emerging stars here in Apeldoorn. Matilda Cenci of Italy. Can she add a bronze to her gold? And for Jeren van Tosten, can she take a medal here and really signal her arrival in track cycling after transferring over from speed skating? This would be a big moment for her if she can take this one. It's all about progression. That's what she was saying, telling us about progressing in track sprinting. Just, again, it's that thing, isn't it? Just being the best that you can be, and to be here as well in a ride for a medal in the World Championships. Big moment for the Dutch rider. Cenci goes high. How are they going to approach this one? Ducking and diving takes the front. Van Tosten here is going to do the same. They're very similar kind of sprinters, these two. That's what makes it so exciting. Oh, save of the day there from Matilda Cenci. We've had a bit of a coming together there. Kind of think it through Jeren van Tosten there. I don't think there was no sort of intent there at all from her, but what a save from Matilda Cenci. We'll be replaying that one. What a moment, what a save. Just, again, it shows the talent, the skill of these young riders. Let's just have a replay, you can see there. And I think Jeren van Tosten there, she just was moving back up. It was almost, sometimes, well, I may not have seen Matilda Cenci there, just bumping the wall at the top. Held that incredibly. We're going to roll again. Watch this. She just was looking backwards, and you can see there the way that back wheel skips. That's because of your fixed gear. Comes back down, and there's just a little bit of coming together there between the two of them. You can see her just looking at her arm there as well. And if you've never ridden a track bike, when you've got that fixed gear, when you kind of stop pedaling like that, because that's sometimes that natural reaction, you saw that back wheel sort of slide and skip there, and she's going slow enough to just kind of control it. So there was incredible amount of instinct and skill involved in that, in Matilda Cenci there, saving that one at the top of the track. Reset, just focus the mind. Again, you just have to go back into start mode, put that behind you. She knows she's just made herself a social media star with that save. That'll be everywhere. That'll be clipped and everywhere now, that save by Matilda Cenci. Let's do it again. Jeren van Tosten and Matilda Cenci. So you see the commissaire just starting to walk there. So they have to lead off at more than a walking pace. We haven't had really slow match sprints in these competitions so far. It's all been at this run-off at kind of this sort of speed, really. Cenci's got the front, looking back, looking for the shadows here of Van Tosten. Little glance left and right. And for the rider behind, you're trying to pick that moment. Up and down the track, the little flicks, the little feints that you throw in here, looking for that moment when they open the door, and the door is open, the double doors are open for Jeren van Tosten here, and she comes around, 1 lap to go. The Dutch rider gets the front, gets the bell lap this time. Matilda Cenci's got work to do into the back straight, and Jeren van Tosten has the front, but Cenci is closing. Is she going to get the slingshot into the final turn? Matilda Cenci comes over the top of Jeren van Tosten. The Dutch rider went early. The Italian manages to just close down that gap, but our bronze medalist is Matilda Cenci of Italy. Great sprinting by the Italian, and for the Netherlands, they have a rising star here, a new find in Jeroen van der Osten. Will remember that name. Happy Italian fans and families in the crowd. But Matilda Cenci takes the bronze. Great sprinting.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big applause to the bronze medal winner.
Great match sprint competition from every single rider that we've seen in action in these match sprints. Our top four, Jeroen van der Osten takes fourth for the Netherlands, misses out on that bronze medal, but Matilda Cenci takes the bronze for Italy. Zita Geesens from Belgium takes the silver, and Veronika Solozabova takes the gold. They're such a great team, the team of Italy. Stay with us for our medal ceremonies. We will have the women's Omnium ceremony first, followed by the women's sprint. We'll just give our riders an opportunity there for Matilda Cenci to just come off the track, get ready for the podium. Let's have a replay of this. As we said, going into this, such similar sprinters. And for Jeroen van der Osten there, she was just looking for that moment when Cenci looked the wrong way and was looking to just dive through that gap. But Cenci managing to battle her way back, and it comes through to take that bronze medal to add to a gold in the team sprint that she already has. So it looks like the podium is ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have attention for the award ceremony of the 2025 UCI Junior Track World Championships in de Omnisport in Apeldoorn. Dames en heren, mag ik u welgemeende aandacht voor de huldigingsceremonie van het wereldkampioenschap baanwielrennen voor junioren Omnisport Apeldoorn. The award ceremony of the 2025 UCI Junior Track World Championships, het Omnium Women. De huldigingsceremonie van het UCI Wereldkampioenschap baanwielrennen, het Omnium voor vrouwen. The medals and the jersey will be presented by Mr. Enrico Della Casa, the UCI Vice President. De medailles en de trui zullen uitgereikt worden door de heer Enrico Della Casa, de vicepresident van de UCI. In the third place, in the winner of the bronze medal, representing Australia, Emily Sanders. In second place, and the winner of the silver medal, representing Denmark, Ida Fiala. In first place, the UCI World Champion and the winner of the gold medal, the neutral athlete Paulina Donchina. The gifts will be presented by Mr. Hans van Bon, representative of the cycling club De Adelaar. De presentjes zullen uitgereikt worden door de heer Hans van Bon. Hij is representatief van de ARTV De Adelaar Apeldoorn. Dames en heren, graag vraag ik uw aandacht voor de nieuwe wereldkampioen. Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention for the new UCI World Champion. A moment for the photographers, and ladies and gentlemen, give them your hand for the bronze medalist winner Amelie Sons of Australia, representing Denmark Ida Fiala, and the world champion Paulina Donchina. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for the award ceremony of the 2025 UCI Junior Track World Championship in Omnisport Apeldoorn. Dames en heren, mag ik nogmaals uw aandacht voor de huldigingsceremonie van het wereldkampioenschap baanwielrennen van de UCI in Apeldoorn. The award ceremony of the 2025 UCI Track World Championships, de Sprint Women, de huldigingsceremonie van het UCI Wereldkampioenschap baanwielrennen, de sprint voor de vrouwen. The medals and the jersey will be presented by Mr. Enrico Della Casa, the UCI Vice President. De medailles en de trui zullen uitgereikt worden door de heer Enrico Della Casa, de UCI Vice President. And in third place, and the winner of the bronze medal, representing Italy, Matilde Cenci. In second place, the winner of the silver medal, representing Belgium, Zita Gijsens. In first place, the UCI World Champion and the winner of the gold medal, the neutral athlete Veronika Solotsobova. The gifts will be presented by Mr. Hans van Bon, representative of Cycling Club de Adelaar. De presentjes zullen uitgereikt worden door de heer Hans van Bon, representatieve van de AR en TV de Adelaar. Dames en heren, ik wil graag uw aandacht vragen voor de nieuwe wereldkampioen. Ladies and gentlemen, may we have your attention for the new world champion. Het laatste fotomoment, the last moment for our photographers to take a beautiful picture. And when they take the picture, your last applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you please for the bronze medalist Mathilde Cenci, for Belgium Zita Gijsens, and the new world champion Veronika Solotsobova.
Our medalists in the women's sprint, that brings to a conclusion coverage here in Apeldoorn on day 3 of the UCI Junior Track Cycling World Championships. Tomorrow we kick off at 1800 CET with our live coverage here on YouTube. Spread the word. We have the men's kilometre time trial, the women's kilometre. So we have the women's kilometre time trial, my apologies. We have the men's sprint, the women's points race. We have the women's individual pursuit. We have the men's Omnium. We'll be bringing you the elimination race and the points race tomorrow evening. They'll have their first 2 races in the morning for the Omnium, the scratch race and the tempo race. Great day of action here in Apeldoorn on day 3. Day 4 is ahead of us. Thanks for your company here this evening. I'm Marty McDonald. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.